Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this March the 31st, 2026, last day of March. I hope everybody had a great Tuesday out there so far, but it is a great Tuesday evening. Everybody can stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be taking a look at the storm system moving across the country. Also take a look at your local forecast for your Wednesday and Thursday, and also which is April Fool's Day tomorrow. There's no fooling about tomorrow's weather. We'll talk about that in tonight's video as well. Also take a look at the current watch and warning advisory map. Also take a look at the Storm Prediction Center. We got several days of severe weather from day 2, 3, and 4. And also we're going to take a look at the snowfall total across the lower 48 as well. So make sure you subscribe if you have not, and also stick around to the entire video and make sure you don't miss a beat of this forecast. So alrighty, and also let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks, and also make sure you like and subscribe as well. I'd greatly appreciate it if you enjoy my work that I do to keep everybody up to date with this local forecast and other weather related information as well. So alright, let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. I got a little bit of scattered activity down across the airports of Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida Panhandle, portions of the Gulf. Also more activity across Mexico to Texas, all the way up into Oklahoma, Kansas, into South Dakota, also through Montana, down to Idaho, also all the way down far south is Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, California, the Baja region, and far north as areas of Washington and Oregon State as well. Then we got another system here stretching from Missouri all the way into the Ohio River Valley, across Ohio, Michigan, Lake Huron, also over toward New York State, Pennsylvania, Maine, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, and Southeast Canada around Ottawa and Toronto, Canada areas also. So alright, let's move on into your local forecast. That was your satellite imagery. And now we're going to move on into your local forecast. Now start off with your Wednesday forecast, which is April 1st. And tomorrow is April Fool's Day, and there's no fooling about tomorrow's forecast. We're looking at severe weather from thunderstorms to mixed precipitation, also freezing rain and snow across the board. But let's go ahead and get on into it here. We got thunderstorms and showers from up here from Massachusetts to Rhode Island to Pennsylvania to New Jersey, Delaware, DC to the Carolinas, Georgia to Louisiana to areas of Indiana, Ohio to Indiana, Illinois to Texas, to Kansas, to Nebraska, to Colorado, to New Mexico, Arizona, a little bit in Washington, Oregon State, also Nevada, down toward Utah, also in the port of Colorado, Wyoming, and also a little bit across the east coast of Florida toward the Florida Keys as well. Alright, we got severe weather possible from Texas to Oklahoma to Kansas to Missouri, with some flash flooding and heavy rain reports from Kansas, Missouri to Iowa. Freezing rain possible up here in areas of New Hampshire and Vermont. Then again from Lake Huron to Michigan to Wisconsin to Minnesota to Iowa, portions of South Dakota and Nebraska. Then we got mixed precipitation stretching from Maine to New York State to Lake Huron, Lake Superior, Michigan, northern Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, through the Dakotas, Nebraska, Wyoming, down toward northern New Mexico, northern Arizona, Utah to Nevada to California to Oregon, Washington State, Montana, and Idaho areas. Pockets of heavy snow in areas of Colorado, Idaho, Northern California, Oregon, and portions of Washington State, with shower activity along coastal areas and slightly inland areas, Washington and northwestern California areas as well. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your April Fool's Day, which is April 1st. Alright, let's move on into your Thursday forecast now. And it should roll out something like this here across the board. Okay, well, you can see all the weather features across the board here. Got a warm frontal boundary, cold frontal boundary, Atlantic coastal waters, stretching to a low pressure system over Wisconsin, more low pressure systems over areas of Wyoming, Colorado area, and a little bit in southern Nevada. Alright, thunderstorms and showers again from North and South Carolina, Georgia, much of Florida, Florida Keys, Louisiana to Texas to Missouri to Iowa to Ohio to Pennsylvania, New York State to portion of Maryland, DC, and West Virginia and Virginia. Severe weather up here in portion of Michigan to Illinois to Iowa to Indiana, and also portions of Wisconsin. Then we got freezing rain possible from Maine to New Hampshire, up here around Lake Huron, Lake Superior, northern Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota to the Dakotas, portion of Nebraska. Then we got mixed precipitation straight from coast to coast from Maine to New York State, Lake Ottawa and Toronto, Canada, back through the Great Lakes region, through the Dakotas, back to Washington, Oregon State, to California, to Nevada, Utah, and also Colorado and Wyoming. Heavy snow over portion of Minnesota and northern Michigan, and also Lake Superior, also Minnesota, and also a portion of Montana, Idaho, a little bit of Nevada, Oregon, and northern California areas as well. A little bit of shower activity for western areas of Washington, Oregon, and northwest California. Otherwise, back to our high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Thursday. Alright, let's move on into your current watch and warning advisory map. You're locating across the nation. Should roll out something like this here across the board. Alright, you can see we got winter weather advisories up here in Maine, also in Minnesota, North and South Dakota, also Colorado, Utah, Montana, California, Washington, Oregon State. Got some winter storm warnings in Washington State. Oregon State, that is. High wind warnings in the areas of mountains of California. We got wind advisory with Oregon to Nevada to Southern California to Arizona. Also in the portion of Montana, you've got some winter storm watches in effect for Montana, Minnesota, with northern Wisconsin, and northern Michigan. Alright, we got some severe thunderstorm warnings and severe thunderstorm watches in effect for areas of New York State, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, portion of Oklahoma, and Texas. Then we got special weather statements from North Carolina, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, also in the areas of Kansas areas as well. And we got some winter weather advisories also for portions of Montana, wind advisories there also in Montana. Alrighty. Then we got small craft advisory, gale warning from Maine all the way down to the Virginia coast, southern Florida, Florida Keys, southern California, Washington State, Hawaii Chain Island, all of the island chain, and southern Alaska region as well. Alright. Moving to the Storm Prediction Center outlook. Should roll out something like this here across the board. Okay, severe weather for day 2, which is April Fool's Day, but no fooling about this as well. Alright, general thunderstorm from over here in Washington, Oregon, Northern California to New Mexico areas as well. And there it went again. It just went out, but here we go. We're back again. Just had to refresh. Alright, general thunderstorm from Texas to portion of Michigan, down to the Gulf Coast states, from Louisiana to the Panhandle of Florida to the Carolinas, up to portion of Connecticut. Marginal risk stretching from Washington, D.C. back to Louisville, Kentucky, and then up here from Hannibal, portions of Missouri, all the way down to South Texas. And then we have an enhanced risk from Wichita to areas of Wichita Falls, Texas. Slight risk from central southern Texas up to Kansas City. Alright, tornado probability should roll out something like this. Here it is. 2 and 5% from Texas into areas of Missouri and Iowa. Could be some large tornadoes, EF2 or greater. Alright, damaging winds. 5 and 5% in the brown over here across the mid-Atlantic, portion of the Ohio River Valley, stretching down into in the Tennessee River Valley as well, from Iowa down to Texas. And there's a significant damaging winds over Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Could be damaging winds up to 70 to 80 miles per hour in some locations. So expect wind damage, some large tornadoes as well in that vicinity. Alright, large hail rolls out like this here as well. Same areas. Could be golf ball to baseball size hail from Texas to portions of Missouri and southern Iowa and surrounding areas. And 5% chance you'll see large hail from Kentucky to Washington, D.C. for day number 2, which is April Fool's Day, which is April 1st. Alright, here's a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for day number 3, which is April 2nd. General thunderstorm from eastern Washington State through areas of Montana and Wyoming and Idaho, Texas to Florida, Florida Keys to Atlanta, Georgia, all the way to Watertown, New York. Little Rock to Green Bay to Detroit. This is a marginal risk, slight risk from Pierre, Springfield to Milwaukee to Chicago to Fort Wayne, Indianapolis. There's a 15% risk area for severe weather, and probability rolls out like this, and you can see where the significant severe weather will occur pretty much in that 15% risk area across Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and portion of Wisconsin, 5% elsewhere. Alright, let's move on into the Storm Prediction Center number 4. which is Friday. And this looks like from Woodward, Oklahoma to Des Moines, Iowa. 15% risk area for severe weather in portions of the heart of the United States in Tornado Alley. Alright, snowfall total over the next 16 days should look like this here. You can see we've got heavy snow over portions of New Brunswick, also in the portion of Newfoundland, Maine, all the way to southeast Canada, around Ottawa and Toronto, Canada, eastern Canada, southern Canada, southwestern Canada, into portions of the western U.S. from Washington State down to California Mountain, Nevada, a little bit of Oregon, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, up to Wyoming, Montana. Some heavy snow over portions of the Michigan region to areas of Wisconsin, Minnesota, to the Dakotas, and then lighter amounts elsewhere, portions of Nebraska, Iowa, down into West Virginia, and on into portions of the northeastern U.S. So, alright, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like the video, share the video. We'll catch you back in the next one. So have a wonderful Tuesday evening, folks. Take care and also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got.